Hi, I'm Rory,
I'm James.
I'm Elliot.
And I'm Joe.
and this is Sounds from the Basement.
Welcome to our weekly review show, where we review 5 of the latest songs and we give our opinions.
So the first song we listened to was Lifted by Naughty Boy feat. Emily Sandé. Now, this is very similar to Emily Sandé's other stuff. In fact, it has pretty much the same drum beat as her song Heaven, and it's very generic pop. It's not terrible, but it's just nothing stands out about it really.
It's got a sort of mystical start, hasn't
Yeah.
it? With the, I don't know what really to call it. Like, it gets
Strings.
synthesized, but yeah, synthesized strings. But it seems all mystical, and then it comes in with the drum beat, and you can't help noticing that you have heard this before in Heaven.
For me, this sounds kind of like an Emily Sandé remix, sort of. Because Naughty Boy comes in and he does a lot of stuff with a lot of artists. He would know their old work, what they've done before. So he sort of knows what Emily Sandé listeners should sort of be looking out for. But my opinion of the song, as a listener of music, is really very similar to other music. Like, it's not generic as such, but it's just a lot of other songs sound like this.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as any other kind of dance song that you just hear on the radio, and it's really not that good. There's no innovation in it, and it just is kind of boring.
It doesn't really change the track at any point throughout the song. You get the verse and you get the chorus, which sort of has slightly more in it, but apart from that, nothing really happens.
Okay, so the next song was Super Soaker by Kings of Leon, and this song is okay, but it sounds like a very mainstream version of Kings of Leon, and it really is a step down from their last album.
I think they're in the sort of post-massive success fallout that a lot of bands have, but this song is actually kind of boring. Like, it's just the really generic rock riff, and I've never called a rock song generic before, but this song really is.
The only thing is, I'd say that this song's really overrated. I mean, I hear it on the radio a lot, and they're all like, "Oh my god, this song is amazing! Everybody listen to this song." But the first time I heard it, I thought, now I'm just getting a bit fed up with it.
I actually think it's a slight improvement on the stuff from their last album, but it's still not amazing. Definitely not as good as their earlier stuff, like songs such as The Bucket. But it's not a terrible song. It's quite good. It's nice to listen to, and yeah.
Our next song is Other Side of Love by Sean Paul. This song, it's basically, I can sum it up in one word for you, auto-tuned. It's the music behind it is just electronically made in a studio. The voice recording, completely auto-tuned. It's lifeless.
For me, the beginning of it starts out with a piano thing, which you would be able to, the style of the piano thing you'd be able to find in almost any other pop song I've heard.
Yeah, this song, it's really boring. It sounds like typical Sean Paul. All of his stuff sounds the same, and it's just not a good song.
Our next song was I Sat by the Ocean by Queens of the Stone Age. For me, this is the best song on what's actually quite an average album. I think the songs they're quite well written, but they're not brilliant songs, like No One Knows. Maybe that was a bit of a one-off, I don't know. But this song, for me, I think it's quite good. It's not brilliant, it's just quite good. It's one of their best, but it's quite good.
I think the actual writing and everything is really interesting, and the song is in itself very interesting, but equally it's completely forgettable. And I can hardly remember it now, having only listened to it about 10 minutes ago. But when I was listening to it, I enjoyed it. So it's kind of good, but forgettable.
I agree with James on the fact that it's probably one of the best songs on the album, but I disagree in the fact that I believe that the album is actually of a very high standard. It's a very good song overall, and I think it's a good listen, definitely.
It's a good song. It's got a good riff. It's got a good guitar part, but as everybody's been saying, it is very forgettable. It's just nothing out of the ordinary.
I don't think any of us have anything against Queens of the Stone Age.
No,
Josh Homme is an absolutely amazing artist. He's gone on so many things that are very good, but this isn't one of his best.
So our final song was Lighthouse by Mallory Knox. Now, I think this is a very good hard rock song. It doesn't particularly stand out in the genre, but as a song from its genre, it works well.
This was probably the first Mallory Knox song I heard before I started researching, well, by their earlier stuff, I mean their first EP, because this is their debut album. But since then they have released songs that have built on this, and this song is very typical Mallory Knox. It's not exactly polished, but it's very typical Mallory Knox. Sort of very like large guitar riffs, sort of heavy drop D tuning, power chords, and brilliant singing by the frontman.
It's got. I'm right in saying that in the middle of this song, it's quite hard rock sort of most of it, but then it kind of goes calm for a period.
One thing that I think they're very good at is going from heavy to light very quickly.
And I think that really works, and it's a really good idea.
Personally, I think this song is really boring, even in its genre, and it's just the entire song is centered around one crappy riff, and that's pretty much it in my opinion.
Well, that's not strictly speaking true. This song has many different sections, like the bridge and the outro, that are very individual. It's the same chord progression, sure, but it by no means is it the same riff.
So that's all from Sounds from the Basement this week.
Remember
Thank you for watching.
Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be told when we're making new episodes.
And if you have any recommendations, please post them in the comments below.
Remember to like, and we'll see you next week at Sounds from the Basement.
Have a nice day.